Okay, so my friend commissioned me to make him a pair of Freddy ears a while ago, and I did, and then he broke them, so he commissioned me again to do them. So yeah, I thought, why not make a tutorial on it? So you're gonna need a headband. The ones I made before, I used like a nice pleather one. He broke them and asked me for another pair like a week before the convention, which is in a few days. So you know, it is what it is. Instead, I'm going to wrap this in fabric and paint it. The fabric, I'm using pleather because that's just what I have. You can use whatever. And this is a coil from a notebook. You could probably use an actual spring, but the one request he had was that it had to be springy, and I still have it, so I'm gonna use that again. And then some EVA foam, a few foam sheets from Michael's would work. Also like cardboard, as long as you wrap the edges, would also work for this. So I'm going to wrap this and I'll be back. Basically, I cut it out in a weird shape because I want to keep the teeth, if you can see them, on the inside. I used the piece of tape because it was the same width. If you have a measuring tape, just use that. I tried to find mine and I couldn't find it. What I'm gonna do now is I'm gonna glue this on and then wrap this around and use a little bit of scrap to wrap here first. So I know that was kind of hard to see. I basically folded it over at the ends. Plus that'll keep this part, if it ever does come up, which I'm sure it will, it won't like detach. Now that this is done, I'm gonna start working on the ears. Put on your headband and kind of like take two markers, put them on your head where you want them, and then make a dot for each side to get the placement right. For the ears, I made like a little template on a sticky note. I'm gonna just cut this out and then use it to trace on the foam. After you cut out all 6, you're gonna have 2 stacks of 3. Now, what we're gonna do is make the inner ear part, like the outer edge. So you're just gonna cut this one in the center. When you're done, it should look like that. You're gonna have 2 each. The reason you want 3 layers, because the spring that you're going to use to attach the headband, one part of it is going to go in like that and get glued together. When you glue these all together, don't glue this free edge. Only glue around the edge and the entire back of this and glue them together. Now that it's glued together and you've kept this part open, I'm gonna show you this part because I think it's kind of confusing. So because the edges are rough, I'm just gonna smooth it out or make it even at least. You don't have to do this part because we are gonna paint it later, and I glaze mine, so that will obviously cover up a lot of bumps, but to save time and so it looks more even, I'm just gonna do that. So I'm just gonna do that around the entire edge. Yeah. And now I'm gonna like test where the spring is gonna go, or see how long I want it. And that's just probably just gonna be personal preference on where you want it to go. I do it about there. I think I'll make 2 springs that size. The next thing I'm gonna do after I glued the springs in, we're gonna make his earring, which is on this ear, his left, my right. So I cut out a strip of foam. It's basically like that, but you're gonna have to like carve it and then glue it, but I'll show you what it looks like carved because I don't really know how to explain it. You'll see. After you carve it, it's gonna kind of look like that. Both sides need to be kind of slanted. And then when you glue it, it's just kind of glued. It'll look way smoother when you paint it and you put the glaze on. So the next part is gonna be pretty self-explanatory. You just paint it. I'm gonna paint the headband the same color that I'm painting the edge of Freddy's ears. Painted, you're gonna want to glaze the ears, and this is what I'm gonna use. I do about 2 to 3 coats, and that's pretty much it.